Welcome to Prince Sneaker Care, where we have everything your sneakers need. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about Prince Sneaker Care, how we started, where we are now, and where we plan on going. And maybe I can give you a little bit about myself in the beginning. My name is Eric. My son's name is actually Prince. I got the name Prince because as a little boy, my grandmother was one of the people that started, like, she instilled that name in my head. When I was a little boy, I'm gonna say at least 10 to 11 years old, maybe even 9. There was a Cinderella pageant in elementary. I think in the 5th grade, I was headed to, I don't know. I think it was elementary for sure. I don't know if I was headed to the 6th grade, but in elementary, we had a Cinderella pageant, and I was a part of it. My teacher wanted me to be a part of it, and basically what we had to do was sell candy in order to win and become the prince and the princess of the pageant. So there was a princess. She was selling her candy. The princess was selling their candy, trying to basically win, and the prince, all the young boys, was selling their candy, trying to win. And in the midst of that, I'm working while I'm talking to you guys. I can't stop working. It's like I don't want to get behind on work, but I just want to give you guys this video. And in the midst of that, instead of me having to work so hard to go get candy, to go sell candy, my grandparents really came through and they just bought all the boxes and just started giving it out to the family. Honestly, my grandmother and both of my grandmothers and the one grandfather I did have alive at that time, because my other grandfather died when my mom was a younger girl, so I never got a chance to actually meet him. But my grandparents and my parents, I'm gonna give everyone credit. My grandparents and my parents made sure that I won that pageant, and from there on, when I won the pageant, they crowned you, and I became the prince of that school, of that pageant that year. And that was kind of like the first real, how can I say, like the first real contest I actually won in life. And it kind of instilled in me, because I'm gonna say at least less than a year later, maybe even a couple months later, my grandmother died, my mother died, and yeah, that kind of me personally, I remember standing at the gate and watching the ambulance go inside that house and put her out on a stretcher, and the next thing I know, I seen her inside of a casket, and we was burying her. After that, I became Prince, and that kind of like started my whole, and I feel like that right there is where my whole journey started, just as life period. I feel like that's where life started, and sorry, just working. That's where life started, and from there on, it's just been, I ain't gonna say it's been an uphill battle, because we had a good life even growing up. After that, that's where I got the name Prince. So when I did that pageant, I was named Prince, and it stuck to me, especially because the person that helped me win my first contest, the person that meant a lot to me. I always stayed with my grandmother and everything when I was out of school, or when I was sick and didn't want to go to school. She always took care of me. So when she passed, it kind of was like, okay, cool, this is what life's about. And I just started living from there, just being a kid, and just remembering her calling me her little prince and everything. It stuck with me throughout my whole entire adult life, because everything I do, I felt like I was a princess. I felt like I was, the winner. To me, a prince is the winner. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the first thing I remember, just being a prince, and I won. But I'm gonna always just keep that word prince close to me because of where it came from. From there on, life goes on, and I grew up and I become an adult. You know what I'm saying? I graduated. My first job was Crystal Burger. Across the street from there, and still maybe there, was a Foot Locker. So what I used to do was I used to get paid and I used to go straight to Foot Locker across the street to buy shoes. Like I used to try to like rack up on shoes. Like even in high school, like my shoe game, even though it was mid, I used to make it look so hard. Like then I got a job at Nike, and then from Nike I got promoted to work at Converse as a sales associate instead of a a sales associate at Nike, because Nike and Converse is the same company. So from there, I basically was just working at shoe stores and just buying the shoes that I liked it in the stores. So after working at Converse, I got fired from Converse. Actually, after getting fired from Converse, I started working at Champ Sports. Champs, Finish Line, and it's another store. I think Foot Action. I don't think Foot Action around no more. Champs, Finish Line, and Foot Action, and House of Hoops are all the same company. Sorry about that. So just working at Champ Sports, I learned a lot about sales there at Champ Sports. I learned a whole lot more about sales and things like that at Champ Sports, and from there I was working healthcare IT. So working healthcare IT, basically I was traveling the world, working at different hospitals, just doing a lot of different things. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure this shit is clean. And just doing that alone, I started making a lot of money. I was making a lot of money, and it was good money. And I started thinking about, entrepreneurship a little bit harder, because I had the money to actually invest in something that I wanted to do. And that was my goal. Like, I was like, okay, I ended up, so after a couple of projects, I decided to move out on my own. I moved to Atlanta. I always wanted to move to Atlanta, only because I wanted to get out of the city I was in and really start a new life. And boom, the pandemic hit. You feel me? Like that's when it really started. Because even before I left to Florida, I was cleaning sneakers, but it wasn't actually a business yet. Like I was doing it for friends and family that heard my idea, and they just wanted to support me, but it wasn't enough people to really sustain and start a business doing. So what I did instead was I moved to Atlanta, like I said, and I started the business. So from there, I was first working on YouTube. Like YouTube was the first thing I worked on when I was coming to Atlanta. I'm like, I want to be a YouTuber. I'm gonna start YouTubing. If you go look at my videos, I have some videos up, some reactions. The channel is actually doing good. It's crazy because the channel is still doing good, and I haven't made videos in a while, and I really want to get back to it, but it wasn't making me money. Like, if you know anything about YouTube, about making money off content, it takes a while to actually start seeing them benefits roll in. And I had a son in the midst of the pandemic. The pandemic babies. I had one of them, and I was like, I gotta start making money now. I gotta start making money to support my family, to make sure my son can eat, and this and that. So, a service-based business was the first thing that I thought about. So I went even harder with the shoe cleaning business that I already started, but it wasn't serious. It was just like some shit I did on the side. So once I did that, that's when the business started. That's when Prince Sneaker Care really started. I can say it started in Florida when I was cleaning my friend's shoes, but it wasn't a solidified business idea that I wanted to actually start. It was something I was trying, and I had none of the stuff I have now. I didn't have that machine. I didn't have all the supplies I have now. I didn't have any paint. All I had was some shoe cleaner that I mixed up and brushes. That was it. And from there, I went to work. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, from there, I really went to work, and I was doing it from the office of my crib twice. Like I lived in the Ride Perimeter, if you know where that's at, in the Reserve. So I was doing it from my office. I ain't have as many customers I have now, but I was doing it from my office, and I'm like, okay, cool. You feel me? I guess this is how we gonna start it. So I was just working, grinding, just busting out shoes. You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up moving to a house where business really picked up, and I was working out of the garage. A lot of you guys probably remember me from the garage. Some of you may remember me when I was doing it at the apartments I had, but a lot of you really remember me from the garage. Like, if you remember when I was in the garage cleaning sneakers, that's when it really picked up for me. And after that, it's just been going up and up and up and up and up. Now 2023, so I'm saying that we started in 2020, 2021. So now in 2023, we have a full-blown shop where I service, I'm gonna say, at least 30 to 50 customers a month. And we offer all kinds of services, deep cleaning, basic cleaning, we repaint, reglue, we do a lot of restorations here, and I'm just trying to expand. I just want to say thank you to the customers that really come through. You know who you are. I don't want to start naming people because off the top of my head, I know I'm gonna leave out a lot of people because I know their face, but I don't know their name too well, and I don't want to leave them out. So I'm just not gonna say any names. But those of you that come through and support, I greatly appreciate it. Just keep supporting us, and we're gonna be huge with the products we have coming out, with the turnaround time that we're trying to implement into the business and our services, with just everything that we do. We're trying to level up, and I just hope you guys continue to support so that I can do that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you book your sneaker cleaning services today. Just keep in mind, our services are based off what level of service you want. And just like a car wash, you go to a car wash, you can get the basic cleaning. They just spray that on your car with soap and wipe it off. Or you can get add-on. You can get tire shine. You can clean the inside of your car. The same thing with my service. So we have the basic clean, which is like the laces in your shoes and the outer parts. And then you have a deep clean, which I'm about to perform on this shoe, which would be the laces, the outer parts, and the soles of the shoe, the insoles of the shoe, and any small repair, like scuffs, any small repaints that need to be done, and things like that. We also offer full restorations, like re-glues and full repaints and full re-glues. And that's really about it. Everything else, we're coming out with more products, so be on the lookout for that. But that's it for the service part. The product part is what we're working on. So we're gonna also need people to help us, get rid of products and sell products also. So that's our next step. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune in. Thanksgiving tomorrow, so hopefully you guys can watch it with your family tomorrow. And then after Thanksgiving, maybe on Black Friday and the days after that, you guys can come through and start supporting the business now that you have a clear understanding of who we are, where we come from, when we started, how we started, where we at now, and where we plan on going. Now that you know that, I just hope you guys support us on that journey, and see you guys in the next video.